Hello everyone, so today I'm going to share with you my foundation routine. It can change according to whatever look I'm going for, but for the most part this is how I do my foundation. So first off, you want to start with some type of moisturizer, and the one I like to use is this one by Olay, and it's the sensitive skin one, but that's just for my skin. Whatever you guys have or whatever works for you. So I take some on the back of my hand and just work it into the skin. It's important that you put moisturizer on so that your skin is nice and hydrated, and that way your foundation will look the best possible. Now, if you're oily, you want to use a primer. I'm not, so a primer will just dry out my skin even more. So I'm going to skip the primer. Another thing I like to do is put some type of chapstick on my lip. That way towards the end your lips won't be all dry and cracked, and they'll be ready for lipstick. Foundation from Clinique, and it's Clinique's Repair Wear in 09 Beige. I really like this 109 for foundation. Of course, you have to wash it a couple of times before you can use it for this, because it will shed. Buff it into the skin in circular motions. And the reason why I like this foundation is because it really gives the foundation a really airbrush look, and it helps build the foundation coverage. Pick up a little more. Now, if you were going for a dewy looking skin, you would want to mix your foundation with some type of highlighter, some type of liquid highlighter. And this is Boots Illuminating Lotion. So you would just want to mix this in with your foundation before applying it. Okay, so once I have my foundation, I like to go in with my Soft Ochre, and this is a paint pot by MAC, and it's actually a base for your shadows. But I find that my shadows will crease after a while. For primers, I like the Urban Decay primer potions. So these are the ones I use for primers, but Soft Ochre is great for actually covering this thin skin. Dark circles, your veins can show through because this area is so thin. So if I'm not going to be wearing any eyeshadow, I like to just put this over the eye, smooth it over as if it were a concealer. Now this skips the step of me having to conceal and powder in order for my concealer to not crease. So this is like 2 steps in one for me. I just put this on and it's concealed, and it doesn't crease. So it's great for that. Now we move on to concealer under the eye, and the ones I like are the MAC Studio Finish Concealers, and this is an NW30, actually NC30. And I also like the Makeup Forever correctors, and this is the #1 in it's in 5 colors, and the one I use is salmon one right here. So I usually go in with my finger in this area here to highlight and conceal, and then that same color with a 224 brush by MAC, I swirl it around. You want to go down into this area here in this triangular shape right here, like this. It'll give you a really lifted effect if you do. So I'm going to do that just to show you. If you have any redness around the brows, which most women do, conceal that. If you have any darkness around the lips or on the lips, also conceal those. I really don't have problems with that, and my under eye circles aren't too bad. The only thing I will conceal are some blemishes that I have right here, and this is going to be with my NC30 Studio Finish Concealer. And the reason for the change is because I really like the Makeup Forever for under eye concealing, but since it is a peach corrector, it might not look so great on my skin. So this NC30 is the exact same color of my skin, so it's nicer for concealing pimples. I don't really want to enhance them or brighten them. I just want to conceal them, so choose a concealer that matches your skin tone. Okay, so once you have that, now we're going to set the concealer under our eyes and using Makeup Forever's loose high definition powder. And if you put too much of this powder can flash back, so I'm going to be really light-handed with this because it can look like you have white circles under your eyes in photographs, but if you go lightly with it, you shouldn't have that problem. So I'm going to use the same brush to do this and tap off most of the product and just sweep it gently under the eyes. And to powder the rest of the skin, I'll be using L'Oreal Paris Infallible Powder, and it's supposed to be a 16-hour powder. And I really like this for some reason. So you can either do it with the sponge it comes with or a powder brush. I'm going to be doing it with the powder brush, and the one I'll be using is Sonia Kashuk's large powder brush. The bronzer I'll be using is this one by Smashbox, and it's called Bronze Lights. And the reason why I like this bronzer is because it's a matte bronzer, and since I'm on the fair side, sometimes shimmery bronzers can look a little too dirty on my skin or too orange. So this bronzer is really nice, and in my experience doing makeup on people, it works for most skin tones. So for this, you can use two brushes, and of course there's many more that you can use, but the ones that I like are this angled brush by MAC and this tapered, I believe it's a bronzing brush by MAC as well, and this is number 133. And the way I do this is I swirl the brush into my bronzer, tap off the excess, and sort of you want to contour. So I don't put the bronzer on the high points of my face. I put it in the hollow of my cheek, so that part there. I work up and down and swirl at the same time. So swirl, go down, swirl, come up. You can also contour the sides of your nose, and this is an Eco Tools large shadow brush, and I just grab some product, and I like this because it's kind of domed. Also, it comes in a point right here, so I just go straight down like this and then flip it around, go straight down. And you want to take the shadow all the way up to your brow, and then you want to go with the large powder brush and just blend that out. And then don't forget to add a little bit of bronzer on the jawline to slim the face a little. Okay, so then you can take a little bit of powder with your powder brush and blend all these colors together. Then I like to go in with the blush, and the one I'll be using is Benefit's Coralista blush. So for blush, you can apply a blush basically with any brush you want. There's this one by Ben Nye, there is this one by Sonia Kashuk. You can use a big powder brush for that. You can use even your angled brush or a stippling brush, which is my favorite. So you want to take your stippling brush, swirl it in your product, tap off the excess, make a face sort of like you're wanting to laugh but holding it in. And you can stipple it on or you can swirl it on. I love how this blush smells. It has a really rosy scent. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for foundation. I hope you guys liked my little foundation routine. I also want to give you guys a couple of tips. If you have a powder blush like the one we used, don't apply it directly after your foundation because these are not the same consistency. First you want to set it and then apply your blush because these are the same consistency. They'll work fine. So if you want to use a powder blush, set your foundation. If you want to use a cream blush, put it right after your foundation and then set the whole thing with some type of loose translucent powder. So if you guys are looking for a cheap alternative to holding your MAC eyeshadows, remember these. You can find them at Target. It's from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I decided to purchase a couple of these and see if my MAC shadows actually fit. And I knew it was a long shot, but they actually fit. I hope you guys like this video and see you guys soon. Bye.